And good morning, we're back, and today I decided to bring you guys along to show you what I decided to cook up in the kitchen today. What I have here is the other half of a chicken that I roasted up last night. It was a whole chook that I got from Woolworths for $5.49 as a reduced yellow sticker from $14.83. So I think that's quite excellent. The bird was 2.47 kilo in total. So yeah, as I said, I quartered it, and we had half of that last night roasted up with sweet potato and gravy and some greens, and the other half I just whacked in this pot because I couldn't be bothered shredding it last night. It'd be easier if I had while it was a little warm, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and shred the rest of the meat off these bones, and we're going to attempt to make some sort of a chicken pot pie with that for dinner tonight. And with all the bones in the scrap, I'm going to add some water in here and a bay leaf and boil it up for a few hours today so we have some homemade super stock. So out of a $5.49 bird, I'm going to get 2 meals out of it and some stock, which will go into another meal. So, you know, with inflation hitting at the moment, I thought that it would be worthwhile to bring you guys along and show you, just in case you ever see a chook on sale for you or at a decent price and you decide to stretch it. Here's a few ideas that you might be able to get from here. So as I said, I'm going to shred this meat and add a bay leaf to this pot and some water and boil it up. I'm not going to add any peppercorns because the roast chicken was I'm not sure what it was called. It was some sort of family roast from Woolworths, and it's quite peppery, and my son actually said that the roast last night was a little spicy. So yeah, I'm not going to add any pepper. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and chuck some gloves on and shred this meat, and then once I've got this stock boiling, I will catch up with you then. So let's get going. Okay, so I've shredded the meat, and I've got to say I am really impressed with the bird that I got. Last night we filled an entire dinner plate up with shredded cooked chicken. However, I didn't weigh it, obviously. We were just, you know, eating as usual because I wasn't planning to film or anything. However, yeah, I've gone ahead and weighed the bowl of shredded meat, and there is 560 grams of meat in that bowl, and that's really impressive. So I'm guessing we probably got this same amount last night, you know, the other half of it. So over a kilo of meat for $5.49 of shredded roast chicken, and I got it really on par. The chicken's so moist last night, it was really good, so I know it's going to come out good. So this is the pot. I'm going to add some water and get boiling and add a bay leaf. Yeah, as you can see, there is a little leftover meat there. I probably could have kept plucking. However, the meals that I'm going to make will end up getting fed to a toddler, and I just wanted to be a little paranoid and safe, so I was a little picky and choosy about the meat that I bring out. However, I'm probably going to go ahead and take a third of this to put towards the chicken soup that I make with the stock. And we're back. It's the afternoon and chaos has hit. I don't have a whole lot of time to cook, so I'm just going to chuck together this as quickly as I can because I have babying to tend to. So I found this the other day. It was half price, so I'm going to chuck the rest of my roast chicken that I shredded up with some of this, and then I just quickly chuck that in some boiling water for a couple of minutes to get it softening a little bit, even though you probably don't need to. I just did it anyway. And so over here I'm going to saute up a little onion. That's going to go in for my chicken pot pie, and then the rest of the onion and that carrot there I decided to turn in with, I'm going to use 1/3 of that, and I'm just going to do a quick chicken and corn soup. That will go in the freezer for me and the toddler for during the weeks while my other boy is at school. So as I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I just thought I'd update you guys there. I've never actually tried this. I haven't even bought a chicken tonight, but when I was younger growing up, my dad used to do this and cook it with chicken and rice all the time. But yeah, like I said, I don't really personally buy these. However, I saw these and they're new, so I thought we'd just quickly give it a try and turn it into a pie. And I'm going to whack a bit of frozen pastry on top of the pie and brush it with a little milk, and that will go in the oven, and hopefully it will come out looking pretty awesome. And the rest of the chicken I am going to saute up just with a little zucchini, not even half a carrot, and a little bit of onion. And in the freezer I've got a bag here. I think there could be some random bits of celery in there and some coloured capsicums, so we're going to make a quick soup out of that, and I'll use the leftover homemade chicken stock that I made this morning as well, and we'll chuck a tin of cream corn in there, and that'll be a day. And then I'll just freeze those up for backup meals So yeah, what I'm going to do is go start cooking my soup, and then with the leftover chicken, I'll turn into our chicken pot pie for dinner tonight. So I'll let you know what it looks like when I get there. And so we're back, and what I have in here is the onion, the garlic, the carrot, and in the frozen bag was some rounded bits of celery and some green capsicums that I had got a big pack of from a veggie shop, and I chopped them up, so I had a whole bunch in there because I think I mentioned that capsicums are up to $16 a kilo at the moment, so it's always handy if you find a bargain to get them while you can and chop them up and freeze them because they're really good frozen. They just come out fresh pretty quickly. And then I've got a generous, pretty big sprinkling of parsley, and I'm just going to add my last 5 potatoes that I got from a Odd Bunch bag of potatoes from Woolworths 3 weeks ago. They were still going good, but chucked them all in here. And the chicken stock that I made this morning, we are going to add that into here. And while I know this isn't a real chicken and corn soup, I'm just kind of using what we have up because we're reaching the end of our fortnight and trying to use up what we can. So I make sure that we are getting rid of stuff before buying new stuff the next time I go shopping. So yeah, and because this is homemade stock, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add all of this, but I'll probably take one Ziploc bag out and freeze it just so I have a emergency stock in the freezer in case I want it sometime next week. But the rest of it's going to go in here, and like I said, because it's homemade, we are going to boil the crap out of it and make sure that there's no germs or anything in there, kill all that, and then what we'll do is add a can of creamed corn and what chopped up chicken that I want to use for this, and this meal will be done, and then we'll have our chicken pot pie for dinner. So yeah, I'm just going to add the chicken stock now and let this cook for probably at least 30 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and add the cream corn and the chicken. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm about to assemble the chicken pie now, and I just have to say I'm so impressed with the roast chicken that we got from Woolworths, so I highly do recommend it. However, like I said, my 10-year-old did say that the roast itself was quite spicy because it must have had some sort of a pepper rub on it. I didn't really read it. I just thought it was a family roast chicken, so keep that in mind. However, you know, I didn't take the skin into this shredded meat, so hopefully this is okay. So yeah, like I said, this morning I weighed it and there was 560 grams of meat that I had shredded off half of the bird this morning. So I'm assuming that I got that's roughly about the same amount for our dinner last night. So yeah, that is so impressive. And yeah, $5.49 with a yellow sticker on from Woolies. So, and out of that, I'm getting 3 full meals for my family. So yeah, definitely something to take in consideration, that if you have, you know, a couple of hours free one day, then, you know, maybe it is worth getting something like a chicken. And, you know, you don't have to do these exact recipes, but I'm just trying to show you how much you can do with one bird, you know, to try stretch and feed your family with still good tasting meals. So anyway, let's mix this up, and then I'm going to chuck some pastry on it and brush it with some milk and chuck it in the oven, and I'll show you how delicious it comes out looking like. So let's get on with it. Okay, so I'm about to clock off duty. Our chicken pie is in the oven cooking away for our dinner tonight. I'm going to go hang with my kiddos and get our baths and cleaning up for a night done. And I just wanted to show you our chicken and corn soup. I just thought I'd mention that if you had maybe a pack of like 2-minute noodles and you wanted to like crush them up and add them like chicken noodle soup, I'm sure you could do that. I decided to add half a bag of frozen spinach that I found in the freezer. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not. However, I'm pretty sure you kind of gathered by now we add spinach to a lot of things, nearly everything. It's just, you know, something that we do. We can't really taste it. To us, it doesn't bother us. So, you know, it's good for iron and stuff, and my iron is pretty bad. So we add it to nearly anything that we can. And also because the toddler is going to be eating this like for his lunches, I generally will season, you know, the food for me and my son and whoever else after we dish up our bubbas out of our meals. So if you're wondering why I don't add salt to a lot of things, that's why. If I'm making something just for me and my other boy, then yeah, we'll season things accordingly. But considering I'm just going to, what I did last night when I roasted the chicken, I cooled off the chicken as quickly as I can to keep it safe. And then today I have kept it cold all day, and now it's just chucked in here, sort of shredded and chopped up real small. And I'm going to, as soon as I turn this off, I'm going to cool this soup down as quickly as I can and go ahead and bag it up and freeze it. And this entire soup has probably cost me about $4, considering we got that entire chicken for $5.49. So I just want to say that I'm highly impressed. I probably would get a chicken again and break it down and do something similar to this again. However, you have to take into consideration that, you know, it is a little time consuming to make your own stock and shred it and strain it and, you know, put a little effort into it. However, like I said, we have had 3 full meals out of this, and this will get me and my children at least a couple of lunches. So, you know, and I'm sure this is going to taste better than any tin Campbell's chicken and corn soup that you'll probably taste. So, you know, and it is quite cost effective when you think about it. So, yeah, smells pretty good. So we are going to go chill with the fan ban, and I will catch up with you later. Sorry about the low energy. Our flu shots have kicked our ass, but the show must go on. So we are going to cook and get some good protein and veggies into our bodies and make us feel way better, because we are grateful for what we have. I'll catch up with you with our cooked chicken pie. Catches. And this is what our chicken pie looks like. So I decided to tally up what the total ingredients was for the 3 meals that we made. And yeah, it would be at the $12.50 to $13 mark for all of these meals together. So I'd say that would be a definite good thing to, if you are conscious of wanting to stretch your dollar a little bit further and, you know, try and make it count. So yeah, this chicken pie looks just awesome. I'm going to serve it up and show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm definitely going to go now. I just thought I'd come back and let you know that I had a bite. And yeah, the sauce tastes like any good classic chicken pie that you'd get at one of those bakeries. And yeah, my lovely son just told me, I'm feeling awesome, feeling good about myself, that if I had given him this for dinner and didn't tell him that it was homemade, he wouldn't have known the difference. It is that good, and if not better. So yeah, once again, very grateful and feeling it. So give this one a try. Chicken stock, the Chicken Tonight brand, what was it? Chicken pot pie. Pretty good actually. But yeah, probably cheaper if you could figure out the little sauce and do it yourself. But, you know, saving time, within an hour, this and a soup done. You can't go wrong with that. My son's looking at me. We are definitely going to go eat our dinner this time. So yeah, catches and stay grateful. Bye. No.